Hey everyone, welcome back to another Red Dead Online video. Now in today's video, we're going to be going over the 3 things that we go over on the channel each and every single day. And those 3 things include all the daily collection sets and their current cycles. We're going to go over all the daily challenges, first the list mode, and then we're going to follow that up in extensive detail. And then last but not least, we're going to go over Madame Nazar's location. But if you guys are enjoying these videos and want to continue seeing these videos, make sure that you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would definitely help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. And honestly, if they're helping you guys out, there is a good chance that it could help out a lot of other people. So go ahead and do those 3 simple little things. They're quick, it's free, it's simple. Yeah, just go ahead and do it so you can help out a lot of other people and we can develop a nice, strong community. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. And we're going to start with the collection sets and their current cycles. We're going to start with the fossils, which will be a part of cycle number 2. We have the lost jewelry at cycle number 3, the arrowheads at cycle number 5, the family heirlooms at cycle number 6, and then the coins at cycle number 4. Now, the next 4 sets that I'm about to go over, you don't even need to be a collector at all in order to collect them, but you do need to be a collector in order to sell them, so definitely get that collector bag as soon as you possibly can, because honestly, if you guys want to make any type of money here in Red Dead Online, this is going to allow you guys to be able to do that. It's one of the best ways of actually earning money methods in Red Dead Online. There are a lot of other ways to help make more money, but this is kind of the essential item that you guys will need in order to do that, so definitely visit Madame Nazar's location when you guys get the chance. Alright, so that's going to be the American Wildflowers. There's going to be 3 sets every single day, and that's going to be a part of cycle number 5 for today. We have the tarot cards at cycle number 4, the antique alcohol bottles at cycle number 3, and then the bird eggs at cycle number 4. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the daily challenges. We're going to quickly go over the list mode, and then we're going to follow that up with extensive detail, starting with the daily general challenges. We got 3 cooked seasoned venison, 5 desert sage picked, a distance of 5280 traveled by a coach or a wagon, 2 geese skin. We have 1 player kills from the hip in showdown, 1 successfully fended off in an ambush, and then we got 1 train clerk mission completed. The bounty hunter role, we have 2 bounties brought in from New Austin posters, 2 bounties completed within 1 real world hour, and then 3 bounty targets looted. The trader role, 3 camp stews eaten, 2 goods sold to a local buyer, 1 resupply mission completed with 5 minutes left. The collector role, we have 1 antique alcohol drank, 3 collectible maps used, and then 3 fossils found. The moonshiner role, we got a $200 money made from moonshine sold, 4 moonshine served to other players at a bar, and then 1 moonshine sold with at least 18 bottles intact. The naturalist role, we got 5 animal samples sold to Harriet, 3 animals, farmland animal samples taken, and then 2 sedated animals revived. All right, let's go ahead and quickly go over them in detail so you guys can hopefully earn as much gold as possible here in Red Dead Online. So let's go ahead and get started right now. Starting with the daily general challenges, we got cooked 3 seasoned venison. So this is a 3-step process. Anytime that you get a cooked and a seasoning, the first 2 things will always be the same. Number 1, you have to find a campfire. It could be your campfire, your wilderness campfire, any of the town's campfire, or random campfires that are sprinkled around the world. And then you also need seasoning. The only 3 seasoning that you can use is thyme, oregano, or mint. They are the most common 3 herbs that you can find here in Red Dead Online, and you can pretty much find them anywhere except for in the very northern snowy areas of Amberino. Otherwise, you should be able to find them pretty much anywhere else. And then venison, deer, or pronghorns is basically what you guys want to go after. There's a lot of deer and pronghorns, specifically where I'm at, which is in the Heartlands, but you can find deer pretty much anywhere. It doesn't even matter if you go to Amberino or down into New Austin, you guys will find them as well. So lots of areas that you guys can find the venison and find the deer. And typically, all you have to do is probably get 2 deer killed, and you're going to get enough for the venison. And I'm guessing that a majority of players, even if you do a little bit of hunting, probably already have 3 venison inside of their inventory in some capacity. We got 5 desert sage picked. Desert sage can only be found down in the New Austin area, specifically west of basically the word tumbleweed. It's a little bit east of it, but if you were to draw a line straight up and down, basically right here, and go west, that is the only way that you can find desert sage. Now, there's a grouping down here, down by Benedict Point. You can find a whole bunch in this area, up through Gaptooth Ridge, and getting up towards Roskillar Fort. However, I'm going to stick right down here just a little bit south of Tumbleweed because it seems like it's one of the better groupings of all of them in general. And each of these locations will actually have 2 to 4 desert sage in each of these spots. And honestly, it's really not that hard to get that because there are so many really close together. And there you go. Like I said, 2 to 4 in each of those locations. Typically, it's 2 or 3. But there you go. That should be easily be able to get 5. Honestly, 2 or 3 of these locations should give you the 5 that you need. All right, moving to on to the next one. We got a distance of 5280 by coach or wagon. So you can either call out your hunting wagon or even your bounty wagon. Or you can just steal any of the wagons like the one that drove by or went by earlier. To go ahead and steal it and then just ride that around for a little bit. You can go to any one of the major cities. Valentine, Blackwater, Saint Denis, Strawberry all have wagons in them. The ones that I would definitely stay away from would be like Van Horn, Tumbleweed, and Armadillo. They don't typically have wagons going through them at all. But the ones that I mentioned, go there. You can steal a coach or a wagon, even if you don't own a bounty wagon or the hunting wagon, and you'll be able to get your hands on this one pretty easily. 2 geese skinned. I would definitely recommend coming to the area that I'm at, which is in the Emerald Station area, specifically the Heartland Overflow. You're going to find lots of geese and ducks in this area. If you're specifically looking for geese, this location right here is where you guys want to come during the day. Now, during the early morning hours, so going from basically at dusk, or at dawn, I mean, you want to basically be going here at the very early morning, and you're going to find ducks and geese basically all in the upper area right here. So flying around. So definitely just make sure that you guys are kind of participating in looking around in that area if you guys want to do that. All right. So, all right. Now I want to go and kill them. All right, well, that's how we take care of that problem. You guys saw the parlay. Idiot. I was just going to stand there, but you know what? You're going to piss me off? Then get off my roads. But anyway, let's get back to the daily challenges for today. I knew that was going to happen as soon as I saw that getting out. That's why I backed out the screen. So anyway, we got 1 player kills from the hip in Showdown. So basically go ahead and just go to any one of the Showdown matches and then go ahead and just shoot from the hip. Just make sure that you're not aiming. If you want to make this a little bit easier on yourselves, then just add in like the explosive rounds or anything like that. Successfully fended off an ambush. Now, I guess what I would do for this one specifically is there's a couple different spots that we can actually go ahead and show you. Number 1, there's an ambush that usually happens right in this area right here at the Dakota River by Bard's Crossing. There's also one here by Caliban Seat. It's more like down in this area, like right here. There's also going to be one up in Cumberland Forest, so right at this area here. And then if you come down a little bit further, there's one at this intersection at this river, right here on the Upper Montana River, going towards Blackwater. And I think those are probably the more common ones. Oh, there's one over here by Stillwater Creek as well, so right at this location, just outside of McFarland's Ranch. Those are probably the more common ones that pop up for me, but not all the time, but those are probably the best ones. Trade missions completed. There's actually one right here that you guys can go ahead and participate in. Or any one of the train stations that have somebody there will be just fine to go ahead and do them at. So there's one at Valentine, there's one here at Emerald Station, things like that. All right, moving on to the bounty hunter role. We got 2 bounties brought in from New Austin posters. So you're looking at Tumbleweed, Benedict Point, or Armadillo. We have 2 bounties completed within 1 real-world hour, so basically just complete them as fast as you possibly can. And then we got 3 bounty targets looted, so after you lassoed them, after you've hogtied them, make sure that you loot them prior to either bringing them in to the bounty wagon or any of the sheriff stations or whatever it tells you guys to bring them to. Moving on to the trader role, we got 3 camp stews eaten. I highly recommend that you guys get the stew pot. It's going to be worth it in the long run. And then you guys can actually just eat the base quality stew. If you guys don't have access to the stew pot or don't have the money to buy it, if you guys have a friend that you guys can go to and interact with their campsite, as long as they have it, that'll work just fine, and eat the base quality stew. We have 2 goods sold to a local buyer. You just have to do this twice, so this was going to take you a little bit of time. Preferably with 100 goods is going to be the best because obviously it'll make the most amount of money. But this will take anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes to do per delivery. We have one resupply mission complete with 5 minutes left, so basically do a resupply mission as fast as you possibly can. That looked like a cougar. Interesting. You don't even know what that was. Anyway, we got one antique alcohol bottle drink, so you just drink any of the antique alcohol bottles that you have. Otherwise, if you guys need to do a little bit of collecting for today, that's going to be a part of cycle number 3. I guess I haven't tested that if you guys aren't a collector, because you guys can collect these without being a collector, but you just can't sell them. But I haven't tried it if you guys can actually drink them. So I'm curious to see if anybody doesn't have the collector bag, if you guys are able to drink any of the antique alcohol bottles prior to becoming a collector. If you can, leave a comment down below. We have 3 collector maps used. You guys do have to pay for these, so these are expensive. I don't really recommend doing this one just because unless you're going to be doing it for the collecting portion of it, I wouldn't do it. We got 3 fossils found. 3 fossils will be a part of cycle number 2 for today. Moving on to the Moonshiner roll, we got $200 money made from selling moonshine. So if you sell, right now, this is a 50% bonus. So pretty much anything that you produce, for the most part, you should be able to make more than $200 as long as you maintain all 20 of the bottles upon delivery. And that is actually another daily challenge for today. So make a moonshine sale with at least 18 bottles intact. So do that. Go ahead and do that. Just be as careful as you possibly can and whatnot. We got 4 moonshine served to other players at a bar. You don't even have to actually invite somebody inside of your posse. It could be just a random person, or you could get invited randomly into somebody else's bar as long as they will drink the moonshine that you serve to them at their bar or your bar. Then that's all that counts, and then they can do the same thing at your bar if it's there, if they don't want to do it there as well. Moving on to the Naturalist roll, we got 5 animal samples sold to Harriet. I like to actually go after the farmland animals just because they are the easiest, but anything that you have samples of currently will work just fine for that one. There you go. 3 farmland animals. I like to do this in either Valentine or Emerald Station. Emerald Station is actually where I'm at because you have access to a ton of farmland animals and lots of varieties of them, so it's easy to complete 3 of them really quickly. And then we got 2 sedated animals revived. If you guys had the pamphlet, then just go ahead and craft a couple of those revivals. Otherwise, you need to buy them directly through any of Harriet's locations, and they do cost $5 a piece. So it's up to you if you guys really want to spend that $10 in order to get, up to 0.25 gold bars. But that is everything gone over and covered except for Madame Nazar's location. So we're going to quickly go ahead and do that right now. She is actually just a little bit north from where I'm currently at. She's actually up here in the Grizzlies East, making Emerald Station your fast travel destination of choice. Otherwise, if you guys have a camp or even your moonshine shack, it might be a little bit closer than one of those locations. But there you go. For Madame Nazar needs, she's right here in the Grizzly East location. Hopefully that you guys did find that helpful, and if you guys did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.